I'm a big fan of the show. Great to talk with you. I guess I'm going to start with the most important question right up front. I don't know if you've been able to go to cons again, or, I don't know when it's all going to start back up, but have you tried talking to the person that owns Grudge about making appearances with Grudge at the cons? Because I really do think that, you with Grudge in the pictures, it'd be like selling out in 2 seconds.
I'm sure one way or another we'll have to make that happen, because enough people have asked for it, and you have to give the people what they want. So we'll have to make that work. But I don't know. It'll be very expensive to get Grudge at a convention. She's not cheap. We can fit in the budget, but Grudge is just right.
Grudge is number one, then Sonequa, then about 40 down is me and David. I don't think Grudge could handle doing photos.
Maybe 1 or 2, and that's it.
And that's it, and then
so temperamental.
Clocked out.
Yeah.
Right. That's so basically someone has to spend a lot of money to be the one, or anyway, I'm off on the tangent. Listen,
a lot of money.
Right. The headline of this interview is, it's just anyway. I love learning about the behind the scenes of the making of TV shows and movies. What do you guys think would surprise people to learn about the making of Discovery?
We're not actually shooting in space. What would surprise people? I think it would surprise people how much of the ship is like contiguous. Yeah. Like you can walk a full loop in a hallway, and then off of that is me and Burnham's room, and then over here is the transporter room, where we used to have it. Yeah. So I think people would be surprised like how much you feel like you're on a starship when you're shooting on set. That the locations are super practical and they all are linked. Yeah,
it is very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see that up close. I love the fact that this season seems like it's you guys dealing with like a science problem and not a villain, and I love that. Now, mind you, I could be wrong. I'm just basing this off the trailers, but what can you tease about this season? And is it that where you're dealing with, you know what I mean, like a science issue?
Right. I think it feels very much like that, like classic Star Trek thing where it's like we have this huge problem and we don't even know where to begin.
Yeah.
To analyze it, to predict it, to help people with this issue, And so that feels very Star Trek, like a truly impossible situation and having to like patiently and ardently science it out and work it out. That does feel very like old school.
Yeah, especially this season, because it what we have to science out is something that's happened, that's affected someone in the camp, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So it has a different weight of responsibility and shock and grief.
Right.
And we're in such an unfamiliar space and dealing with something that we've never dealt with before, with very, very limited information to try and understand this thing. And then also feels very pressing with time.
Yeah.
It's painstakingly long, the time it takes to find bits of information to understand this thing. But yeah, we're up against the clock at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. One of the things I like about Discovery is that you guys are in the future and it's completely open, like anything can happen. What do you guys love about the show taking place so far in the future?
Yeah, I guess it feels more like open. Yeah, like what you're saying, that it feels more open-ended. We're less beholden to fitting in within a pre-existing timeline. Mm-hmm. So then it has this quality that like the other shows had where they didn't know what was coming next, where you just get to like work on the like frontier of imagination. You don't have to serve so many masters. You just get to ask yourself questions and get to be really creative in terms of like finding new ways to tell stories, new questions to ask, and those very special kinds of questions that only Star Trek in its like sort of form can explore. So I think it's very good for the show. It's a very good place for us to be working.
It is. It's great because you do have that freedom, but then at the same time you have so much freedom. Where do you explore? Where do you go? What story do you want to tell?
Yeah.
On that note, I got to stop. I'm just going to say congrats on the show. Cannot wait to watch the new season. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Cool. And again, Grudge, conventions. I'm telling you.
Done deal.
We'll talk to her.
You said it, Steven. You said it.